Hey Scrapbook friends, it's Nicole with yet another Throwback Thursday album flip through. Today we are going through volume 4 of my 2002 family album. And this is just November and December. I took a lot of pictures. I still take a lot of pictures. I think for a while I was keeping my albums nice and thin, and then I kind of got thicker, and now I'm trying to go back. But I think this is a nice thickness for an album. And of course, I love these custom spines, which are just something that I've recently been able to do with Creative Memories custom spines. This is one of the old size CM albums. You can tell it's an old size because of the scroll work on the front. And if you've been following along with these, I had not quite figured out title pages yet. So I was still, I would just use an 8x10 or enlargement of something that happened during that time, the time frame of this album. And this one happened to be when my sister and her daughter came to visit, and they're just cute girls, and we loved buying them matching outfits. We did it quite a bit, even though my sister lived in Boston and I lived in North Carolina. So the last album ended with Halloween, and so here we are with November. Just some random pictures. Loved this picture. My daughter loved this little rainbow striped turtleneck. And just a few pictures from the month. I mean, you guys know how the calendar pages work. So this is a fun one. I hand cut out, if I had a Cricut or a Silhouette or something now, this would have been so much faster, but I traced the Krispy Kreme logo from this little hat that they gave us, and hand drew it and cut it out. Tons of work. Tried to use the Krispy Kreme box kind of as my inspiration. So this is like a polka dot green paper behind, and then the pictures of the kids. And I kept the actual hat. I don't know how I have it in here. It's in some kind of like a memorabilia pocket. I guess it's open at the top, which doesn't do you any good because you couldn't pull it out. So it's in there forever. I mean, you could take off the page protector, but there's our little Krispy Kreme hat that she wore in the picture. So a little memorabilia to make things fun. I went down to the Children's Museum. This was a fun page to do because I was able to use up a whole bunch of my Mrs. Grossman stickers that were kind of random. So I did the groceries, the doctors, the tools, money, all the post office, all the different things. And again, if you watched last time, I talked about leaving your white space to the outside. Just makes it a lot more visually pleasing. And I just hand drew my title. All right, 2 pages of that, a few more random stickers and some journaling. But just fun, bright colored pictures on a white background. So here are the pictures that we had taken. I'm guessing a picture is supposed to go here. I have no idea, probably a picture of Sarah. I have no idea what, why it's not in here. That's really strange. Very small title. Today I would do a much bigger title with my, silhouette or whatever. And I would journal why we had these pictures taken, or, I don't know. I think maybe we missed school pictures. Maybe these were school pictures. I have no idea because I didn't journal. All right. He wasn't an Eagle Scout. He was a Life Scout, Court of Honor. So I have a few pictures of this. Very simple border with the wavy trimmer. And, 1 picture circle cut. And I think these are pictures with our first digital camera, because they the color's a little bit wonky, and I don't know how I feel about it. This is a color copy or a scan of the patch that they earned for their 50-mile canoe trip. And then this is just a really cool picture, again, with a digital camera, very blurry. It looks way more blurry in person than I think it looks here. But this is our friend Tiffany doing an awesome jump, and little Michelle sitting here watching them. So cute. This is another very let's use up all the stickers we can layout. Something I would still probably do. Put some stickers on the squares, and then I just did this little scribbly background to make a border. I think that's. I ought to challenge myself to remake some of these layouts today. Just to see if I still like them. This one is a good one where I wrote journaling. She was 2 and she didn't know how to say ice cream, but she could say keem, and boy, she liked ice cream. Can you tell? She really liked ice cream. And her dad was deployed. We were in survival mode, so she got a lot of ice cream. Sports banquet, again, the 3x5 pictures are kind of small, but I had all these little tiny, tiny Mrs. Grossman stickers. And so I just made one of these little borders with it. Well, all I did was draw the line, and then I would trim the stickers, you know, a few of them to go on the line. And then I added a few little dots in here to just, you know, to fill in that space. This is totally something I still do when I'm trying to kind of make something look a little bit different, add a little personality. You can't really see the bowling pins. I'm in retrospect, I kind of wish I would have traced around them, but they really are bowling pins. So she had this cute little dress. So this is like homemade plaid. It's a red piece of paper and the white and black great length stickers. I made my own plaid, and then I just matched it with this page. So they're two separate pages, but they go very well together, I think, with these two pages. So here again, these were probably the great, they weren't called great length, shortcuts, the wavy ones, and some of the CM baking stickers. And she helped our friend make cookies and helped with cleanup. So that was a fun one to scrapbook. And then of course, Dad's home. We thought he was going to be gone for a year, but he got to come home for R&R. So that was very fun. And so now I have some pictures of him being home. And those of you who have been to my house recently, this is my couch I had just up until about last year, my beloved jewel tone plaid couch that we had for 20 years. I miss it still. All right, Thanksgiving again, I'm using this, the natural pages. I loved being able to mix and match those. I struggled when I switched to CM albums with the white pages all the time, and we were very much discouraged from wallpapering. You notice I still did it quite a bit, but I tried not to. These are those Me and My Big Ideas. I don't think that company still exists, but I just love these little cartoony smiley face people. Downtown, our town did this little Dickens thing where they had, you know, the Ghost of Christmas Past and Scrooge, and here's the ghosts and whatever wandering around. So we went downtown, and I was able to use all these little Mrs. Grossman's little Christmas town stickers, and I think they turned out cute. Actually, some of them might not have been even Christmas. They might have been the regular town mixed in with the Christmas town, and of course the little tree on the car. This one, again, no journaling, just cute pictures of my daughter. This is, again, my very first digital camera. I had a little digital point and shoot. And so some of this was just playing around with that. But, you know, I'm the kind of mom that lets my kid pose with a hatchet because, you know, that it's so cute. She's just so cute. And again, more of the little Me and My Big Ideas people, and not a speck of journaling or a title. Decorating the Christmas tree. I too like this with the ornaments and the little wavy lines to be the strings for the ornaments. And you see how I did the titles. I also hung those as if they were little Christmas ornaments decorating the tree. I still like that. I think that's fun. And I was able to use those teeny little Christmas ornaments. We don't seem to get many stickers like this anymore. If you look at what Creative Memories is doing now, they're much better at giving us big stickers that that you don't have to put 100 of them to make your page look good. All right, yay, we're to December, the last month of this style of calendar page. I do not remember if I used the calendar pages for 2003. We'll have to get to those in a future Throwback Thursday. But this, I really liked how this worked for this whole year. Well, starting in May, when I did trace the letters and out of the same paper and put them on here. Easier to see in real life, I think, than on the video, but I think it was a cute look. I would do it again. Again, pictures with our digital camera, had a timer, and so we were able to take some things. These were some little laser die cuts. I thought they were just the cat's meow. They were laser die cuts, and then it came with little sequins. I had to glue these on, and it was tedious. I think I had to glue the little lights onto the green light strand too, but I thought they were so cool. I loved all these fun scrapbooking things. So we had an ice storm. This is actually a complete Mrs. Grossman sticker strip, And I think you're supposed to peel off the icicles and throw away the blue, but I put the blue on. I think this is vellum. Yep, vellum paper under here with the snowflake paper from CM underneath, because that was really busy paper, and by putting the vellum over it, I felt like it was softer. We didn't get a lot of wintry weather in North Carolina, and so you know what? You take what you can get as far as scrapbooking. These homes that we lived in, actually, in our neighborhood at Fort Bragg, what was the name of our neighborhood? Piazza Ridge was the name of our neighborhood, and this whole neighborhood has been torn down since we lived there, and kind of makes me sad because we had good times there. All right, basketball. I think this was a sticker strip that was like 5 by 12, and I used some as a sticker strip, and then this one, those same letter templates I've used before, I traced and cut out the letters. I always, when I use letter stencils, which I haven't used, granted, in several years, I would flip it over and trace them backwards on the back so that my pencil lines were on the back, and then the cool basketball hoop. All right, this is fun. Again, more journaling. A story I'd forgotten about our friend Kendall, who would kind of check on us while our dad was deployed. And I wrote about him. I said, we're so glad Kendall is our friend. And as long as he's still as long as he stays single, Michelle might have a chance with him. That was a joke. Kendall is now married and has a bunch of kids and is living happily ever after on his own. But at the time, he and Michelle were best buddies. And then her Santa picture. I think this is the first time we'd taken her to see Santa. Maybe we took her when she was littler. But it was cute. I said we were sure to talk about where we were going ahead of time so that she wouldn't be scared. I said it was iffy for the first few minutes, but Santa was nice, and soon she warmed up to him and smiled for the camera. So I don't have one of those fun screaming child Santa pictures that are so fun to look back on, but I think that's a cute one to look back on. Michelle was a thumb sucker, and I have just some cute pictures of her sucking her thumb. And so I just put a little poem by Shel Silverstein in here about thumb suckers. That's, you didn't need to do a lot of journaling about, obviously she's sucking her thumb. My husband was getting ready to go back to Afghanistan. He was just home on R&R. And so we did our Christmas Eve early, the 8th of December. And celebrated that with him before he went back. And again, strips and triangles, good old CM, corner rounded. These were non-CM sticker letters that I had bought. I think they were from Making Memories. I had a whole stash of sticker letters back in the day. And then we let Dad open his presents before he left in case he wanted to take some with him. And I guess we opened the things he gave to us. Yeah. So just part of our Christmas, having a little bit of Christmas with Dad. Michelle had these little flower jammies that I absolutely loved. And we had just had so many cute pictures of her because, again, of the new digital camera. We were just still, we were switching over from that, you take 3 pictures of an event to you take 50 pictures of something and only keep the good ones. But she was just so cute that all the pictures were the good ones. So I have a whole page just of these flower jammies, which I think have been handed down to several of her cousins and may still exist somewhere. And then it was him getting ready to leave. It was a sad day when he left to go back to Afghanistan. Michelle had gotten so used to having him for a playmate and said that she had gotten used to having him and having him being the most important person in his life. So some pictures of Dad and then some pictures of Dad being gone. And here she's just blowing him a little kiss. It was a sad time. I'm glad those deployment days are over. Left just in time for Alex to turn 16. We have a few pictures of Alex's birthday. No, not a speck of journaling, but I think you guys know this was Alex's 16th birthday. Although looking back, I need to put a date on here because it doesn't say what date it was. Although you could go back to that calendar page, I guess, if you wanted to do that. Then he sent us some Christmas flowers. And I actually really like this page. This is also vellum. And underneath here, I took close-ups of the flowers. And I think there's 4, I don't know how many. It might be 2, it might be 5. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. I don't know. Somehow, these are all just close-up pictures of the flowers. Then I put vellum over the top. And then I put the picture of the flowers. Had it to do over, I'd probably enlarge this, but I still think it looks cute. And then we had our real Christmas Eve, and I journaled about, even though we'd already done it. Oh, and I said that it was good that we had done it early because Michelle, if you saw the layout I did earlier about bronchitis, Michelle ended up with bronchitis, and about 7:30 p.m. we headed to the emergency room and stayed till about 11. So not our most festive Christmas Eve ever, but with Dad gone, it was our first Christmas Eve without him. So what better place to spend it than in the ER? Christmas morning, these little artwork things, I actually was in, I was just starting to get involved with scrapbook message boards and websites, and I did a swap. I can't remember the name of this company. There was like a company that kind of did these little country style things, and we did a swap, like where I bought one kit and made like 10 identical of whatever, and this somebody else made these Christmas ones. It wasn't even me, but I actually used something I got in a swap. I stopped doing that after a while and ended up with a bunch of stuff I'd never used, so I stopped doing swaps, but here I used it. And then the morning after, where the house was just absolutely a disaster, which is often still the case, but it was very fun. And then we did a gingerbread house. I said something about here. Notice how we've used the leftover Halloween candy. There's some orange and brown peanut M&Ms. And then our very last page, New Year's Eve. Very CM with just a border. And our friends, their dad was deployed too, and so we rang in the new year together. So 2002, that's the end of our 2002 throwback album. At some point, I'll move on and do 2003, but I think next I'm going to try and do something that's a little bit newer. Hopefully will give you a better idea of things that you can use in your own scrapbooking now, rather than just kind of laughing at how it used to be. So thanks so much for watching, and happy scrapbooking.